There is a version of your life that only exists in the early morning, a quieter life, a clearer mind, a stronger version of you that most people never meet, because while the world is asleep, there is a small window of time where everything is different. No noise, no pressure, no distractions, just you and what you choose to become. But most people will never experience it. Not because they can't, but because they won't wake up early enough to see it. They will keep living the same days, rushing mornings, reacting to life, always feeling behind, without ever realizing that the first hours of their day are quietly shaping everything that follows. Because the truth is simple, you don't lose your life all at once. You lose it in the mornings you never take control of. This is the story of a boy who lived exactly like that, lost in his own routine, stuck in the same place, day after day, until one morning he woke up at a time he had never seen before, and in that quiet moment, he didn't just discover a new habit, he discovered a new version of himself. The boy never noticed how his days began, because they always began the same way, late, not late by accident, but late by habit. His mornings were rushed, messy, unplanned. He would wake up already behind, already tired, already trying to catch up to a day that had already started without him. There was no time to think, no time to breathe, no time to prepare, just movement, fast, reactive, automatic. He didn't choose how his day would go. He simply followed it. And by the time he slowed down enough to notice, the day was already over. At night, he would sit quietly, thinking about everything he wanted to change. I'll wake up early tomorrow. I'll start fresh. I'll do things differently. The words felt real, powerful, full of intention. But morning always told a different story. The alarm would ring, and in that moment, a decision would wait for him. A simple one, small, almost invisible. Wake up or stay where you are. And every time, he chose comfort. Just a little more sleep. I'll start tomorrow. And just like that, another morning disappeared. At first, it didn't seem important. What difference could one morning make? But mornings don't disappear alone. They take something with them, energy, focus, opportunity, and slowly, without realizing it, the boy wasn't just losing time, he was losing control. His days began to feel heavier, more chaotic, less intentional. He tried to fix it. He told himself he needed motivation, that he needed to feel ready, that one day he would wake up with enough energy, enough discipline, enough clarity to finally change everything. But that day never came, because the problem was never motivation. It was the moment he kept avoiding, that early hour where change actually begins. Instead, he stayed in a cycle. Wake up late, rush the day, feel behind, promise to change, repeat, and the longer it continued, the harder it became to break, because habits don't just control your actions, they shape your identity. And slowly, without realizing it, the boy began to believe something dangerous. This is just who I am. Not disciplined, not focused, not in control, just someone who tries and never really changes. That belief settled quietly inside him. And once it did, it became heavier than any failure, because failure can be fixed, but identity feels permanent. One night, as he sat alone, the same thoughts returned, the same frustration, the same promises, the same quiet disappointment. But this time, something felt different. Not louder, not clearer, just heavier. Because deep down, he knew the truth. Nothing was going to change unless he did something different. Not tomorrow, not someday, but in the one moment he always avoided, the morning. And for the first time, he didn't just think about changing, he felt the weight of not changing. And that feeling stayed with him through the night, waiting for the next morning and the decision that would either keep him the same or begin to change everything. The next morning began the same way. The alarm rang, sharp, unforgiving, cutting through the silence of the room. Daro's eyes opened slowly, heavy, tired. For a moment, he didn't move. He just lay there, staring into nothing. And then it came, that familiar voice. Stay. Just a little longer. You need the rest. It sounded reasonable, comforting, safe, and for years, that voice had always won. But today, something felt different, not stronger, not louder, just present. The memory of the night before, the weight of his thoughts, the quiet realization that nothing would change unless this moment changed. The alarm was still ringing. He reached toward it, paused. This was the moment, the one he always avoided, the one that seemed small but decided everything. His body resisted, his mind argued, every part of him pulled him back toward sleep. Because comfort is powerful. It doesn't fight you, it invites you. Tomorrow, it whispered again. But this time, he didn't listen. Slowly, with effort that felt heavier than anything he had done before, he sat up. Silence filled the room. The alarm stopped, and for a brief second, everything felt still, not peaceful, not powerful, just unfamiliar. He had done it, but it didn't feel like victory. It felt like resistance. His body was tired. His mind was foggy. There was no motivation, no excitement, just the quiet discomfort of being awake when he didn't want to be. He stood up slowly. Each movement felt forced, unnatural. The world outside was different, darker, quieter. It didn't feel like morning. It felt like something in between, a space most people never enter. He stepped outside. The air was cool, still, no noise, no movement, just silence. And in that silence, something shifted. For the first time, he wasn't reacting to the day, he was ahead of it. But the feeling didn't last long, because his mind returned quickly. What do I do now? There was no plan, no structure, just an early morning and a tired version of himself standing in it. Minutes passed. Slowly, he tried to stay awake, tried to think, tried to feel something, but nothing came. No clarity, no breakthrough, just discomfort. This isn't working, he thought. The doubt came quickly, almost immediately. What's the point of waking up early if nothing changes? The question felt valid, logical, because he expected something, a feeling, a result, a sign that this mattered. But there was nothing, just time, and time can feel empty when you don't know how to use it. After a while, the sun began to rise slowly, light filled the sky, the world started to wake, and just like that, the moment was gone the same way it had always been. But this time, he had seen it, and even though it didn't feel powerful, even though it didn't change anything immediately, something had happened. He had crossed the first barrier, he had shown up, and sometimes that's where everything begins. That evening, Daro felt the difference, not in results, not in success, but in awareness. The day hadn't been easier, it hadn't been better, but it felt different, as if something had shifted slightly inside him. For the first time, he had experienced a part of the day he usually missed. And even though it didn't feel special, it stayed in his mind. The quiet, the stillness, the space, there was something about it that he couldn't explain. Later that night, as he sat alone again, the same thoughts returned, the same desire to change, the same frustration with his routine. But this time, there was something new, a question. What if the problem isn't waking up early? He paused. What if the problem is what I do after I wake up? The thought stayed with him because the morning had given him time, but he didn't know how to use it, and without direction, time becomes empty. The next morning, the alarm rang again. This time, the resistance came back stronger because now he knew what it felt like, the tiredness, the discomfort, the lack of immediate reward. Why go through that again? His mind asked. It didn't change anything. And for a moment, he almost believed it. His hand reached toward the alarm, ready to turn it off, ready to return to what was easy. But then a different thought appeared. Quiet, but clear. It didn't change anything yet. He'd paused because that word changed everything. Yet, it meant something was possible, something still forming, something that needed time. Slowly, he sat up again, not because he felt motivated, not because it was easy, but because he chose to continue. He stepped outside once more, the same silence, the same stillness. But this time, he didn't stand there confused. He observed, listened, felt the moment more clearly. And as the sky slowly began to change, he realized something important. This time was different, not because of what it gave him, but because of what it removed. No distractions, no noise, no pressure, just space. Space to think, space to decide, space to become. For the first time, he saw it clearly. This wasn't about waking up early. It was about creating a moment where he could take control, not of the whole day, but of the beginning. And the beginning shapes everything that follows. That morning, he didn't do much, but he stayed present, aware, and as simple as it seemed, that was the first step towards something greater. Because now, he wasn't just waking up early, he was starting to understand why it mattered. That same morning, as the light slowly spread across the sky, Daro noticed someone, at a distance, sitting still, calm, unmoved by the quiet around him, an older man. He wasn't doing much, no rushing, no visible effort, just sitting, as if he belonged to that silence. Daro hesitated for a moment, then slowly walked closer. The old man didn't look surprised, as if he already knew someone would come. "You're early," he said calmly. Daro nodded. "I just woke up." The old man studied him for a moment. "And what are you doing with this time?" he asked. Daro paused. "I don't know." The answer felt small, but honest. The old man nodded slightly. "That's why it feels empty," he said. Daro frowned. "Empty?" He asked. "You woke up earlier than everyone else," the old man continued. "But you brought the same habits with you." The words hit quietly. Daro looked down. He had time, but no direction. "You think waking up early will change your life," the old man said. "It won't." Daro looked up, surprised. "Then what will?" he asked. The old man leaned forward slightly. "What you do when no one is watching." Silence. The morning felt different now, more focused, more real. "Time is not power," the old man continued. "Control is power." Daro listened closely. "The early morning gives you something rare," the man said. "A moment that belongs only to you." He paused. "But if you don't use it with intention, it becomes just another wasted hour." Daro felt the truth in those words, because that was exactly what he had done. "So what should I do?" he asked. The old man didn't answer immediately. Instead, he looked toward the rising sun, then said quietly, "From 5 to 6, build your mind." Daro stayed still, listening. "Read, learn, think. Fill your mind with something that makes you better." Another pause. "From 6 to 7, build your future." Daro frowned slightly. "How?" "Work on something that matters," the old man replied. "A skill, a goal, a direction." He looked back at Daro. No distractions, no shortcuts, just focused effort. The simplicity of it made it feel real. For the first time, Daro had something he never had before. A structure, not complicated, not overwhelming, but clear. "And if I fail?" Daro asked quietly. The old man smiled faintly. "You will." Daro looked down. "But that's not the point," the old man continued. "The point is to return tomorrow." Silence settled between them. The sun rose higher. The world slowly began to wake, but something had already changed. Daro stood up, not rushed, not uncertain, just focused. For the first time, he wasn't just waking up early, he had a reason to. The next morning, the alarm rang again, the same sound, the same moment, the same decision, but this time, it felt heavier because now there was expectation, not just to wake up, but to do something with it. Daro opened his eyes slowly. The resistance was still there, strong, persistent. Stay in bed. You're tired. You can try again tomorrow. The voice hadn't changed, but something inside him had. He sat up, not easily, not willingly, but intentionally. He stepped outside. The air felt colder, sharper, as if the morning itself was testing him. He sat down, alone, 5 a.m. This was it. He remembered the words, build your mind. But knowing what to do and doing it were not the same. He picked up something to read. At first, his mind resisted. The words didn't stick. His thoughts wandered. He felt tired, distracted. This isn't working, he thought, but he didn't stop, because this time, he wasn't chasing a feeling. He was following a decision. Minutes passed, slowly, and little by little. His focus began to settle. Not fully, not perfectly, but enough. Then came 6 a.m. Build your future. Daro paused. This part felt even harder, because this wasn't just thinking, this was action. He chose something simple, a skill he had been avoiding, and he began. At first, it felt awkward, unclear, his mind still heavy, his energy still low, but he continued, because stopping would take him back to where he started. Time moved slowly. Every minute felt longer than usual. Every distraction felt stronger, but he stayed, and when the hour finally ended, he stopped, not because he was tired, but because he had completed it. For the first time, he had used the morning, not perfectly, not powerfully, but intentionally. He stood up slowly, and something unexpected happened. The rest of the day felt different, not easier, but clearer, more controlled, as if those 2 hours had quietly shaped everything that followed. That night, as he sat alone again, the same place, the same thoughts, but a different feeling. Not frustration, not doubt, something small, but real progress, not visible to anyone else, but undeniable to him. And for the first time, that was enough, because now he understood something important. Change doesn't begin with big results. It begins with small decisions and repeated every single day. The days that followed were not inspiring. They were not powerful. They were not easy. They were repetitive. The alarm rang. He woke up. He resisted. He continued anyway. 5 a.m. every morning. There were no breakthroughs, no sudden clarity, no moment where everything made sense. Only effort, quiet, unnoticed effort. From 5 to 6, he read. Some days he understood. Most days he didn't. His mind wandered. His eyes grew heavy. His thoughts drifted back towards sleep. But he stayed, because this time, he wasn't chasing motivation. He was following a decision. From 6 to 7, he worked, slowly, awkwardly. Progress was hard to see. Mistakes came often. Some mornings felt completely wasted, and that was the hardest part, putting in effort and feeling like it meant nothing. Why am I doing this? He asked himself one morning. The question didn't come from laziness, it came from exhaustion, because discipline is quiet, and when it's quiet, it feels invisible. There were mornings he wanted to quit, not dramatically, not emotionally, just quietly stop, turn off the alarm, sleep a little longer, return to what was easy because no one would notice, no one would question him, but he would, and that was enough to keep him going. Days turned into a pattern. Wake up, resist, continue, repeat. Nothing exciting, nothing impressive, but something was happening. Deep beneath the surface, where results are not seen, but built, and slowly, without him realizing it, he was changing. Not in his life yet, but in his habits. And habits are where real change begins. By the 10th day, something inside him started to break. Not his discipline, his expectation. He had been waiting for something, a sign, a result, a feeling that proved this was working. But nothing had come. The morning still felt hard. The effort still felt heavy. And his life looked exactly the same. That was the moment doubt appeared. Quiet at first, then louder. Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe this doesn't work. Maybe nothing will change. The thoughts felt real because they were supported by what he could see. No results, no difference, just effort. And for a moment, he believed them. That morning, the alarm rang. He opened his eyes and didn't move. He just lay there, listening. The silence felt heavier than before because now he knew what waking up early required, and he wasn't sure he wanted to keep paying that cost. "What's the point?" he whispered. The question stayed in the air because it had no easy answer, not one he could feel, only one he had to believe. Slowly, his hand reached toward the alarm, ready to turn it off, ready to end the cycle. But just before he touched it, another thought appeared, different from the others, quieter, but stronger. Nothing has changed because it hasn't been long enough. He paused because that thought didn't promise results. It demanded patience, and patience was something he had never practiced before. He sat up slowly, not because he felt strong, but because he chose not to quit. That morning felt heavier than all the others. Every action required effort. Every minute felt longer. But he stayed, and something important happened, not outside, inside. He stopped expecting immediate results. He stopped measuring progress by what he could see. And for the first time, he understood something deeper. Real change doesn't happen when you feel it. It happens when you continue, even when you don't. Day 21 arrived quietly. No announcement, no sudden shift, no dramatic moment waiting for him. The alarm rang, just like every other day. But this time, something was different. Daro opened his eyes, and for a brief moment, he didn't resist. There was no immediate struggle, no heavy argument in his mind, just awareness. He sat up, naturally, not because it was easy, but because it was familiar. The action that once felt impossible had become something he simply did. He stepped outside. The air felt the same, the silence still there, but now it didn't feel empty. It felt his. For the first time, the morning didn't feel like something he was fighting. It felt like something he owned. From 5 to 6, he sat with focus. His mind was clearer, not perfect, but steady. The words he read stayed longer, made more sense. From 6 to 7, he worked, not forcing himself, not dragging through it, but moving with intention. Time passed differently now, faster, yet fuller. And when the 2 hours ended, he didn't feel drained. He felt prepared for the day, prepared for himself. That was the shift. Not a burst of energy, not a sudden success, but control. The quiet realization that he was no longer reacting to life, he was starting it. And for the first time, he felt ahead. Not ahead of others, ahead of who he used to be. The days that followed began to show something new, not in dramatic ways, not in sudden success, but in small, undeniable changes. Daro began to think differently. His mind felt sharper, more focused. The things he learned in the morning stayed with him throughout the day. His actions became more intentional. He no longer rushed through tasks. He approached them with the same discipline he had built in the early hours. People around him began to notice, not immediately, but gradually. "You've changed," someone said. Daro didn't respond, because the change wasn't something he could easily explain. It wasn't one decision, one moment. It was many mornings, stacked together, small efforts, repeated consistently. His confidence grew, not from results alone, but from knowing he could rely on himself. He no longer needed motivation, because he had built something stronger, consistency, and consistency created momentum. The things that once felt difficult became part of him, waking up early, focusing deeply, working without distraction. They were no longer tasks, they were habits. and habits shape identity. One evening, as Daro sat quietly, he thought back to who he used to be, the late mornings, the rushed days, the constant feeling of being behind, and he realized something powerful. His life didn't change because of one big action. It changed because he took control of the smallest moment in his day, the beginning. And by changing how he started, he changed everything that followed. For the first time, he wasn't chasing a better life. He was building it, one morning at a time. One morning, the alarm didn't wake him. Daro opened his eyes before it rang. There was no rush, no resistance, no hesitation, just awareness. He sat up, naturally, as if this moment had always belonged to him. The room was quiet, the world still asleep, but inside him, there was clarity, not excitement, not pressure, just readiness. He stepped outside, the same air, the same silence, but everything felt different. Because he was different. The mornings that once felt like a struggle were now a part of him, no longer something he forced, but something he had become. He didn't think about whether to wake up early, he simply did. He didn't wait for motivation. He relied on discipline, and in that quiet moment, he understood something powerful. This was never about waking up early, it was about becoming someone who does what needs to be done without waiting to feel like it. The boy who once struggled to begin his day now owned it. Not perfectly, not easily, but consistently. And that consistency had changed everything. Not in one moment, but in many small ones, stacked together, building something stronger than motivation ever could: identity. Most people are waiting for the right time to change, the right mood, the right energy, the right moment, but that moment doesn't arrive. It is created in the quiet hours, in the unseen effort, in the mornings when no one is watching. Waking up early is not about time. It's about control. Control over your thoughts, your actions, your direction, because the way you begin your day shapes everything that follows. And if you change your mornings, you don't just change your schedule, you change yourself. So if you feel stuck, if you feel behind, if you feel like nothing is changing, don't wait for a big opportunity. Start with a small decision tomorrow morning. When the alarm rings, you will have a choice. Stay the same or begin again. And that choice, made consistently, will take you further than anything else ever will.